With a lot of new players jumping into the new Deadlock game mode Street Brawl, I wanted to take a moment and cover some tips and tricks for this new style of play. I've been absolutely obsessed with this mode, clocking over 50 games now in just a couple days, and here's what I found out. Before we jump into the tips and tricks, I'm just going to quickly go over how this game mode works. The way this mode works is that it gives you 3 items that you can choose one of, with the option to re-roll the set once per round. You do this 3 times, and then you have your new items for the round, as well as retain any items from the previous rounds. The map is best of 5, and you'll receive ability points after you select your items. The round is over when the tower is knocked down, so finding the balance between offense and defense is important. Tip number 1, you need to be flexible. As much as I love to build my normal mode builds in a certain unique way, this mode pays off if you can be flexible. Having a general archetype is helpful, allowing your abilities and items to be synergistic, but I don't know how many games I end up going different directions on the flip after an item wave. For example, I like to build melee on Viscous, but I won't ignore good splatter damage items such as Mystic Reverb and Tank Buster. Tip number 2, do not discount regen. I find that if I don't pick up regen on round 1, I end up forcing myself into either bullet or spirit lifesteal to have any sustain. This can be skipped if your character can heal themselves, such as Dynamo or McGinnis, but do not forget that this is still a core part of sustaining, especially since when your tower goes, the round ends, so retreating back to the patron at spawn is not always possible. Tip number 3, monster rounds. This tip is completely dedicated to the tower knocking item. I used to scoff at the idea of picking this over something like extra spirit or extra health, but the extra pressure that you can apply to the tower is no joke. This item is completely underrated in this mode, and although Cultist Sacrifice is not the greatest item here with no extra souls to spend, the weapon damage and health can scale well into rounds 4 and 5, so this isn't the worst choice. Tip number 4, the enhanced item trap. There is a time and a place for an unholy enhanced item, but do not pick the item because it's shiny. Same goes for the rare items that you come across. Yes, it is important not to force yourself into a specific way, but picking a normal item that is somewhat good for you versus the shiny enhanced item that won't provide much for your team is a much better choice, and it will help you win more games. I also just want to note that an enhanced item is not a bad thing. If anything, it helps gear towards a direction or towards team synergies. Just don't fall for the trap items. The items that don't help you or your team. Tip number 5, legendary items. Similarly to the last tip, these are powerful items that can give you and your team a very sharp edge, and I will most of the time grab it if it's up there. However, I will occasionally drop it for something that better fixes into my build, and prioritize the win over the item. Now, if your goal is just to have fun, pick what makes your heart happy, and I've got no shame in that. But I do recommend tailoring your build archetype towards the later game, as this can often help guide you to more success. At the same time though, this is a game, and you have the power to dictate how you play. Tip number 6, your characters matter. Street Brawl is an action-packed mode that emphasizes combat throughout the round. There's no farming or external objectives. Because of that, certain bruiser-like characters tend to be very strong, along with team-based characters that can give you the edge that you need. Now, I am a firm believer in that you can make any characters work, but in Street Brawl, since you can't always buy the items that you want, sometimes you can find yourself without enough ammo for characters like Haze and Infernus, or extra charge on characters that really rely on it, like Doorman and Victor. Because of this, the mode is geared towards characters that don't have these speed bumps, like Lash and Abrams. Now, when you do play Haze and you get the Titanic Mag or the legendary infinite ammo item, it feels like a dream come true, and it is possible to make characters like her work. It's just a smidge more difficult in this mode, as it does not tailor to that type of character. And tip number 7, resistances and shredders. Something that players don't often consider is the minor buffs that an item can give. Hunter's Aura gives bonus health and sprint speed, and Greater Expansion gives 10% spirit resist. Because of this, you incrementally gain resists and bonuses throughout the game, so early game it is still good to grab items that break down resistances, such as Spirit Shredder bullets, and late game when everybody is approaching that 40% plus resistance, getting the big resistance shredders like Crippling Headshot. Most normal Deadlock games I'll buy the item Spirit Resilience, but in this mode I hardly ever buy it, as most of the time the little buffs are enough for me. If you play Frontliners though, I'd consider it more. Tip number 8, bonus items. Bonus items can be a helpful addition to impending decisions. I still look out for item trap purchases, but given the opportunity between one good item and one good item plus something else, I'll tend to lean towards free items, as now you can get ahead of your opponents with little boosts that do add up. Tip number 9, tower resistances. This one is a bit speculation, but similarly to normal play, the Guardians seem to have both spirit and bullet resistances applied to them, and these resistances seem to disappear once overtime hits at 3 minutes. I have no true evidence to back this up, but towers and walkers seem to break easier after this margin. Tip number 10, your build notes. Your build notes and point order still apply in this mode even though you cannot open the shop. So learning your character's ability score increases can help judge future item pickups, as well as gear towards a playstyle or archetype. As of right now, the annotations from your build you have selected are visible, so following those notes in this mode might be difficult as you don't have access to the full build. And yeah, that's all I had for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a comment if you like this kind of video, and stay tuned for more Deadlock and other content in the near future.